countdown going on right now. Morrow up to Schultz. 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles?
Welcome to the Morning Skate, episode 363. Your host Ked here, joined by my co-host Brownie. Brownie, I normally ask you how you're doing, but I want to do a quick mea culpa before I ask you how you are.
Right.
When we did the preview when Marchand got dealt to the Panthers, I remember being like, it's too good to be true. And I think I used a lot of like my Rangers experience, like when they got like Tarasenko and they got Kane, and you know these teams go up and they gear up and they get a big name. And, like, that doesn't normally work out. Well, Marchand shoved that right up my hoop. So I just wanted to say mea culpa me for using my Rangers fandom to kind of, like, sway that in the wrong direction. So I just wanted to get ahead of that. Episode 363. You got the 63 there. So, Brownie, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Are you sure we're 363? Because we were just talking about goals. And didn't you say someone had 363 goals?
Yeah. No, I'm pretty.
Oh, you're right. I just looked. Yeah. No, you're good.
All right. Hell yeah.
No, I'm doing good. I need to make it through Thursday. That's my goal.
You got this, dude. I've been off.
I got a lot going on before I go to Toronto. I got a lot of shit I got to get done.
Hey, one step at a time.
That's it, man. That's how you eat an elephant, one bite at a time.
You have to. That's the only way to do it. Just chip away. Then kind of do like hourly updates. Be like, hell yeah, I got this done. Make you feel a little bit better.
I will say you were a great teammate last night when I was like, I got rained out. Was that whatever that was this week when I got rained out? And I'm like, I want to take a nap. And you're like, you earned it.
You earned it.
Thanks.
That's what I tell myself every single time. Dude. Now that you earned it, you deserve it. You deserve it.
I did. It was a nice one.
So I don't know. I don't think these are mea culpas. I think these are just stories with Team USA.
Stuff we missed, that's all.
Okay. So Team USA, they won the IIHF Worlds for the first time in 92 years.
Kind of a big one to miss, so that's why it's in the mea culpas.
I understand that. Good tournament. Zeev Buium.
Right there. Zeev Buium.
All right. He's now won the U18 gold, the World Juniors gold, the National Championship for Denver, World Junior gold again, Men's World Championship. He definitely did take a shift. He played for Minnesota a little bit.
I didn't think he got in.
Yeah, he did. Because one of the shifts he was out there, they scored on, and he was kind of like in between. They're like, oh, well, there's the inexperience.
Yeah, okay. Local boy, too, for a minute.
Well, damn. The kid's he's got it, man. He's got that factor. Just a winner.
Yeah, pretty much.
But that was big for USA. I can't believe it's been 92 years. I think Dylan Larkin kind of plays a hand in this because after the Four Nations, he's like, we need guys to show up. This tournament needs to matter.
Right. Good point.
And we got some guys to go over and play. That was awesome. I'm glad that they ended up winning it. Good for Swayman. Good for his ego, kind of going into the year.
It was funny. I was talking to someone involved, with real journalism, and we were talking about Swayman, and they were like, "Well, that's what happens when you go to training camp." That was the Swayman we were expecting to see during the season.
Yeah. And hopefully that'll all be figured out for next year.
Oh, the Bruins. They'd fuck up a free lunch at this point. But
Spencer Carberry won the NHL Jack Adams as Coach of the Year and becomes the only person ever to win a Coach of the Year at NHL, AHL, and ECHL level. Pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's a nice little stat,
That's a huge stat. Think about how many coaches there's been. He's the only one to do that.
At all three levels. That's a winner,
Pretty crazy.
The interesting thing for him will be when the team, like Oshie retired, and it was really emotional press conference.
Yeah.
You got Wilson getting to the end, Carlson getting to the end, Ovi getting to the end. I think Carberry has proven that he can work with the young guys. So once Washington makes that switch, it sounds like they have the right guy.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And shout out to TJ Oshie. What a hell of a player. Hell of a player, man. His college highlights were sick. His Russia shootout was sick. He was
the Russia shootout is what everybody goes to, but I will always remember TJ Oshie for drinking through his jersey.
Yes, that one. And there is a giant hit when I think he was at North Dakota. He murdered somebody. If you ever get a chance and you're bored or some shit, look that up. He would he would never shy away from physicality, and he was
Well,
super skilled.
That explains the shortness of his career.
Yeah.
He also is great with those reverse hits.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I remember Oshie for is when they won the cup, he shouted out his dad because his dad had Alzheimer's, and he's like,
right.
might not, he'll remember this one or like something along those lines. So he
There's
also did.
someone I interviewed in the women's game. Oh, I cannot fucking believe I can't remember who. When they were kids, like dropped the mitts with Oshie.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, fuck, who was that?
But I don't know, just stellar
yeah,
career. Stick taps to him.
Yeah, for sure.
Rangers, I don't know if I discussed this. Mike Sullivan being the head coach. Have we gone over this yet?
I think you mentioned it in passing, but I don't know if we dove in.
So everybody loves him. I'm interested to see how he's going to be without having a Sidney Crosby as one of your guys. It looks like Chris Drury is really going all in with BU because David Quinn's back, dude, which fucking sucks.
No, really?
Yeah, he's going to be running the D, and you know he's going to be running our forwards?
Oh.
Joe Sacco. So I need you to tell me a little bit about him. So what am I getting out of this guy?
I like Joe Sacco. I think he's a professional coach, and he doesn't fuck around. I wish the Bruins had given him a little more leeway, but they have to put someone in place to protect their own jobs, and Sacco's not the guy. I like Sacco. I like Sullivan, who's also a BU guy. I think David Quinn's a fucking joke, but
Same.
2 steps forward, 1 step back, I guess.
It's unbelievable, dude. Like the success he's had at like a professional level, and he just keeps giving opportunities. And then reports coming out that Chris Kreider might be ended up going to Anaheim. There's a lot of ex-Rangers there with like Frank Vetrano, Jacob Trouba, Ryan Strome. It's centered around this kid. Fuck, what was his name? I know I think he's from the Rez up north in New York. Center for the Erie Otters. I have to look the name up, right? Like if I don't get the name, then what are we doing? But him and a second round pick would come back to the Rangers.
That's not a bad deal.
No, I love it. I am so happy about it, actually. It just needs to get done. I guess the Ducks were on his 15-team no trade, but the Rangers had spoken with him, and he's like, yeah, that's not a spot. Oh, here it is. Carey Terrence, center, 39 points in 45 games, played for the Erie Otters. He scored 4 goals one game, second-round pick, center, which I like, and all the reports say he can skate, so I also like that too.
39 points in 45 games isn't lighting the world on fire, but if he's responsible, plays a 200-foot game.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All these Rangers fans are saying retire his jersey. Now I'm just going to do a Chris Kreider spiel because I've had to deal with him for how many years did I say?
Jersey you're talking about.
Yeah. How many years did I say? 13 years he was with the Rangers now. Yep. I think he was a good Ranger, man. Like he's third all time in goals. Had some big playoff moments. I think the things that I battled with was just he was wildly inconsistent. Like he would go cold a lot.
Yeah.
But then score a ton of power play goals. But the thing that really drove me nuts is he had all the tools to just be an absolute physical specimen in this league. Like he's huge, he's fast, and I can't tell you how many times I've seen this guy go to light somebody up and pull up last second and just finish a hit, but not inflict the damage. I don't think he has what Sam Bennett has in him, and if he had, Chris Kreider would have been. Then, I would have considered him an all-time Ranger. I just don't think he was mean enough. I think he was very, very emotional, and he flat out quit on the Rangers this year. I think it was in February when he got his first assist. He only ended up having 8 assists. He's making all this money. He's supposed to be a leader. They got rid of Barclay Goodrow and Jacob Trouba instead of being like, okay, well, this is my team now. It was kind of more of a woe is me. Even if he put up 30 goals and the Rangers still missed the playoffs this year, or 35 or 40, I still would feel the exact same way. Like it was so abundantly clear that he didn't want to be there. It was the most wild thing ever. Now, having said that, still third all time in goals, which, it pains me to say that there's a chance that the best Rangers goal scorer I'd ever be able to see in my life is Chris Kreider. That sums up my whole fandom for sports. I'm just not that lucky. I don't think he retires his number, but at the same time, I can't say he wasn't a good Ranger. Like he put the puck in the net, and I think it just kind of ran its course. The whole giving up thing to me, like if he just didn't give up, I would be more inclined to be like, hey, listen, take a step back, kind of get rid of my whole, oh, Jimmy, like attitude. You know what I mean? But just, I'm not on board with people who quit on their team, on their fans. I don't know. That's kind of what I have on that.
I just looked him up I just looked up his numbers again. He broke 70 points twice. That's it.
Yeah. And he doesn't have a cup. Like that's another thing. If he wins a cup, dude, probably. Truly, probably.
He's not a Hall of Famer. I mean, it's funny when the retired numbers for the teams because they're not always Hall of Famers. I understand that, but I would take Adam Graves over him.
And like everybody, the only argument you could have with what I just said is that he played hurt. And if that's your argument, I've seen a lot of guys play hurt, and they play a lot harder than that. Like if the puck's not going in for you or whatever, they change and they find it. Like, dude, you think Mark Recchi would have had that type of year this year? Not a fucking chance, dude. If he's not putting pucks in the net, he's gonna go out there and hit. He's gonna go out there and block shots. It was a woe is me year.
Let me ask you this: the perfect comparison to him is Zach Hyman, right? So Zach Hyman
I think Hyman's a better player.
No, I agree with you. But what I'm saying is Hyman had the knock on him that he wasn't physical and he was just a beneficiary of skating with McDavid. And before he got hurt, he went out and he had over 100 hits in the playoffs. Like, do whatever the team needs of you. And that's not Kreider. At least my opinion, right? What the fuck do I know? But that's my opinion. I don't think. Way.
Dude, there was every game this year. But the most frustrating thing is, dude, is there was a playoff series where we lost to Ottawa. And it was like do or die. Kreider hadn't done anything the whole series. And then like the third period, he took over. We ended up losing. I think he had a goal, but like, dude, every time he was on the ice, it was like, holy fuck. That was there once. Like, hell of a penalty killer. I'll give him that. Guy can penalty kill.
He's
fast.
Yeah.
But the lack of physicality and like, dude, how many times does one guy have to go offside? I'm really, really excited about the fact that like you get rid of Kreider. You really are buying into the fact that we need a new voice. We need a new culture in that room. Also, Mika Zibanejad probably way more likely to leave now that his best friend's not there. If Chris Drury can somehow get
UFA?
No. But if Chris Drury can somehow get rid of Chris Kreider and Mika Zibanejad and really kind of go in with like JT Miller, all for it, man. Like that would be
what I was going to say about Kreider. He's way closer to Mitch Marner than he is to JT Miller in terms of the way he plays.
Yeah, 100, billion%. But like, dude, he shouldn't be, and that's like the most infuriating thing.
He's from fucking Connecticut. I mean, that's what you get.
Oh, he's from Mass, I think.
No, I think he's a Connecticut kid. I could be wrong.
I know he went to BC. I don't know, but I know I'm dogging him. But like, hey, he did play 13 years for us. He did score a lot of big goals. He broke the 50 mark. It's like one of those things where like if I didn't expect so much from him, I probably would have been a little.
He was born in Mass.
Yeah, if I didn't expect so much from him, it probably would have went a little bit of a different way. But like he just had all the fucking tools, man. He really did. But hopefully he goes to Anaheim. Hopefully we get a second rounder and something else, and they're really buying into this. And also like this opens a huge spot in our lineup. The fact that a first or second line winger. When we have an Othman, a Berard, a Perreault, we have these guys coming up. So hopefully they'll get some time. It'll be interesting to see with Mike Sullivan. I was worried when they hired Sullivan that like that would have been, Kreider made the Four Nations team. Like Sullivan was his assistant coach there for a little bit. If it was more or less like, oh, hey, like, let me get a run with him. But nope. Like, dude, the playoffs aren't even over and he's going to get
Do you think maybe the him being at Four Nations with Sullivan is the reason he might be going to Anaheim?
I don't know.
It could have worked out great for you.
Could have.
So who brings in David Quinn? Is that Sullivan or is that Drury?
That's Sullivan.
Yeah.
They're all BU. It's a whole BU thing. Yeah, Drury BU, Sullivan BU, Sacco BU, and Quinn BU.
Yeah. See you at the alumni game.
I'm trying to think if there's anything other. Alexi Lafreniere. There's rumors about him going. There's big rumors about Keandre Miller being shipped out. And I keep seeing the name Vladislav Gavrikov as a free agent that the Rangers might go after. Left-handed defenseman, Russian. Could pair with Fox. I don't think I would hate that.
Right.
Little physicality. He was a dude that was on the Blue Jackets, and then I think he went to LA. So I don't know, man. It's get Kreider gone. 5. What do you got with the Bruins?
Well, a couple of things. One, we were talking and we went into their draft picks. The Bruins have recouped all of the draft picks that they got rid of. It's crazy the amount of picks they have, but it's terrifying because it's still a Sweeney and Neely. So I'm not going to go through them all, but
They're due.
You throw enough darts blindly, you're bound to hit the target. But they announced Marco Sturm as the head coach. His first time in the NHL as a head coach. He played 5 seasons with the Bruins. He ended up putting up 193 points in 302 games with 156 PIMs. He came over in the Joe Thornton trade, how they tried to shine that turd for that one of the worst trades in NHL history. Sturm was a decent player, though. San Jose, Kings, Washington, Vancouver, Florida. He did spend 3 seasons as head coach of the Ontario Reign and Germany and the Worlds. But here's the thing. Sweeney and Neely. Neely extended Sweeney for 3 years to protect himself so he can fire Sweeney. Sweeney brought in Sturm, got rid of Sacco to protect himself because he can fire Sturm. This is the 4th coach since 2015 that Sweeney has had. He inherited Julian, who got him a cup.
Yep.
Bergeron called him the best coach he's ever had, turfed him. He then brought in Cassidy. We all know what Cassidy did.
Yep.
Turfed him, went to the Kings. Went to the Golden Knights, won the Stanley Cup. Montgomery, another guy. Second chance, maybe didn't have the resume, had some issues, brought him in, set a record, turfed him. He then got St. Louis into the playoffs on a great run. So it's a positioning of making sure that there's someone in front of you to push under the bus. Yep. Sweeney's got Neely.
It's a good point, Brownie.
He's got Sweeney, and Sweeney's got Sturm. I hope Marco Sturm does a good job. I think he's probably... I'd hate to say he's in over his head because I don't know his history with the Reign, but he was a good player. He's saying all the right stuff. He's keeping his assistants. They're looking for a power play coach, and the person I spoke to the other day was saying that Mark Savard's name's been kind of floated around. Because would you want to stay in Toronto if you were Mark Savard?
I'd love Mark Savard.
Same, but I don't know if it's happening. I think him and Sturm overlapped, so yeah, we'll see. I think Bruins fans gotta everybody's Bruins fan fiction, like Marchand's gonna come back and Freddie's gonna come back and Charlie Coyle's on the move and he's gonna come back, and I just think we're in for a rough go.
Well, hopefully you're not. Hopefully we're both not.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully someone besides Sweeney and Neely are making the picks. But hey, at the press conference, the Jacobs family said our goal is to make the playoffs, which might have been the most honest fucking thing said, because that's all they fucking care about. They don't want to win; they just want to make them to get that extra money.
Where should I start here? Just at the Stanley Cup Final?
We didn't do the wrap up of the East and the West, so we could do that quick and then go right into the finals, I guess. I don't know.
We were both right. We were both 2-0.
Yep.
We can do this real quick. So in the East, it was Florida, Carolina. This one was like over before it began. Florida just kind of bullied them, I feel like, right? Like,
it's like what we said about Toronto. They don't have a jam guy. And neither, when
they have one. I was
going to say the ghost of Jordy Stahl. Is it Jordan that's there, right?
Jordan, yeah.
The ghost of Jordy Stahl is your fucking sandpaper guy.
Yeah.
He's still dominant on faceoffs. He kills penalties. He's a beast in front of the net. But I saw Aho dodge at least what's the straightest? What's the quickest between 2 points?
A straight line.
Straight line, that's it. Aho doesn't know what a fucking straight line is because that guy avoids hits and contact.
Unless he wants to throw a knee out. He's
right, or the ref's got someone bundled. He'll throw a haymaker.
You got Reinhardt.
Yeah. Aho might be one of the biggest fucking bitches in the NHL.
That shift by Kachuk, where he went after Aho. Fuck, dude. That's hockey. Yeah. I love that shit, man.
Yeah, for sure. And did you see Brenda Moore complaining to Jackie Redmond during the fucking TV hit? She's like, "What are you fucking doing, dude?"
Bro, I wouldn't even be able to speak if Jackie Redmond even looked my way. Yeah, it would just be drooling. Yeah.
And
Okay.
I do like how he was so fucking butthurt that Maurice didn't want to go through the
No, dude.
hands.
Maurice he needs to shut the fuck up. I like him a lot, but like
Maurice is
shut
playing
up.
on a different level. He's just fucking with Brenda Moore because Rod Brenda Moore makes everything about Rod
I
fucking
feel
Brenda
like Paul Maurice is starting to do that.
No, I think Maurice is just a master fucking troll. I love the guy.
I did, but like like just shut up.
All right, so the way I took that is he knew that Rod Brenda Moore was all geeked up to go shake hands, make it all about him, have long, meaningful conversations when he knew the camera was on him, because that's the Brenda Moore fucking way. And Maurice was like, "Fuck this guy, I'm pulling the rug right out."
Your brain works so different when you don't like somebody, and I love it, dude. I love it.
Maurice was like, "Fuck this, I'm not letting it be the Rod the Fraud show." He goes, "I'm gonna fucking nip this in the bud." He said, "We're not shaking hands for the players, you fucking bozo. Let's shake hands and go about our business."
So Florida took care of business. In the West, I think Pete DeBoer lost this series in the West. McDavid was on a mission, but like, bro, the moment he took Andre out of that game, it was over.
Well,
not only was it over, he had to have known he was getting fired.
He had the chance to put him back in, and he could have salvaged it.
And the quote afterwards where he was like, "We've played them."
If he had put him back in and then kept fucking quiet afterwards, he might have been okay.
He might have been.
The fact that he didn't put him back in and
threw
then
him under the bus.
Not only threw him under, he then backed the bus up.
Yeah, dude, that was. I couldn't believe that. I'm like, that's a misquote. Like,
I think he was just like, "I'm done with this fucking organization."
Yeah, that's the only thing I like. You can't say that and have the awareness to know that that's you're signing your resignation slip. Mm-hmm. Like, just crazy. Dallas was playing.
If he gets fired, he still collects that money.
Yeah, 100%.
So not a bad move.
Mikko Rantanen, which looked to be like the deal, because I mean he lit it up in the previous rounds. He definitely went dry there in the finals. Yeah. That slash on Rope Hintz, did you see that he didn't play game 3 because they couldn't get his foot to stop bleeding?
Yeah. Which sounds wild. Like
pretty tough for a fucking Finn, dude.
He might be on blood thinners or something. I don't know his medical, right? You never know what's going on with him, but yeah.
That was nails. The fact that he was even trying to do that. Dirty play by Darnell Nurse. But then
Darnell Nurse. I do love Darnell Nurse because every time he does something stupid, which is like every other game, right?
He's pretty old school, dude. Like if you had a list of like old school players, Darnell Nurse is probably top 10.
He's in there, but he makes those type of plays which are so unnecessary. Yeah. He always gets caught, and he always genuinely seems shocked.
Yeah,
always. And he must be like, he should look into an acting career for what he's done, because if the role is to play someone surprised, he's got it fucking nailed.
Yeah, you got him good, man.
Yeah.
So it's Florida Edmonton again.
Yep.
The NHL 2014 NHL draft. The top 4 are now playing in the finals. Ekblad went 1, Reinhart 2, Draisaitl 3, Bennett 4.
This is the second year in a row, the top 4. Yeah.
Yes. Last year, Florida touched the Prince of Wales trophy. They did it again. Last year, Edmonton didn't touch the bowl, but they lost. So this year they touched it. Did you see the video of all the fans like freaking out?
But I'm sorry. If you're
I love hockey fans. Like those guys love hockey.
But yeah, I get that. But if you're an Edmonton fan and you don't understand why they did touch it, then what are you fucking doing? How did I know the reason they did it? But Edmonton, a diehard Edmonton fan, didn't know. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is kind of cool. Florida Panthers, Brad Marchand's dad, Kevin, and Edmonton's Evander Kane's dad, Perry, were teammates on the Dartmouth Arrows in 1981. Now the Suns are facing off in the Cup Final.
Yeah, the picture is cool. Yeah, the picture is neat.
Brad Marchand, most goals in the Stanley Cup Final amongst current players with 10. Corey Perry has 9. He scored his second career shorthanded goal in Game 2. He's now tied the NHL record for shorthanded goals in the finals. He scored on June 6, 2025 and June 6, 2011, exactly 14 years apart.
I know you love that.
Yeah. After
did you see Luongo's tweet?
No.
Hold on, I got it on my phone. I saved it. So Luongo, who is the the executive vice president, I think, of the Panthers. I think that's his title. He it's a picture. It's a picture of Marchand
Yeah.
yelling at Luongo in like fuck in the
Cup final.
2011 Cup Final, and Luongo tweeted out favorite player of all time.
That's cool.
I'm telling you, if you and look, I mean, I don't need to be pumping this guy's tires, but if you don't follow Luongo on Twitter, you're missing out because he's a fucking riot. His handle is at Strombone1, and he is a fucking riot.
He's pretty funny. He is. He's very self-aware.
Self-deprecating, yeah.
Marchand ranked in the playoffs since entering the league in 2010. He's ranked first with goals, fourth with assists, second in points, second in plus minus, third in PIMS, eighth in power play goals, first in shorthanded goals, first in game-winning goals. The Bruins retire his number?
100%. He's a Hall of Famer.
I agree. This is the 45th straight season that a former team of Jaromir Jagr's in the final.
It's crazy.
Wild. Corey Perry has played in more playoff games than
I love how we're talking about the two biggest rats on both squads.
Yeah, right. Corey Perry has played in more playoff games than every NHL franchise since 2000 with 231 games played.
That is one of the best stats I ever have seen.
It's fucking stupid. In the finals for the fifth time in the last 6 years, and he's not a floater. Playoff goal since 2019-2020 season. Malkin has 4, Crosby has 5, Marner has 8, Ovechkin has 12, Matthews has 16, Corey Perry has 24. He's tied for most.
Who would you rather have, Matthews or Perry?
He's tied for most final goals since 2008 with 8. Guy Carbona.
Yep.
One of 5 active players with 60 plus playoff goals. Ked guess. One of 5 active players with 60 plus playoff goals. Sidney Crosby.
Yep.
Alex Ovechkin.
That's 2.
Connor McDavid.
Nope.
Really? Ryan O'Reilly.
Nope.
Damn, dude. Marchand.
Yep. One more. You're going to be so mad if you don't get this.
Kreider?
Who?
Kreider?
No.
Who? Oh, Bergeron. Oh, he's not active. Who?
Malkin.
Oh, okay. Dude, we've had this conversation on Shell with like the guys that I normally play with, and then we had a conversation with the dude who was like straight out of Montreal, could barely understand anything he was saying. In their prime, would you rather have a twosome of Crosby and Malkin or McDavid and Draisaitl? Because then we're pulling up points after this. Because I'm thinking that I would take McDavid Draisaitl any day. Malkin had been dominant as fuck, and I must not have remembered that.
Malkin was a fucking beast, but the reason he's not the reason I would choose Crosby. Crosby has that extra thing that
I agree.
That Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl haven't proven that they have yet.
So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I have Crosby 1, McDavid 2, Draisaitl 3, Malkin 4. If you had to pick both, I truly don't know. I think it'd be a coin flip. I almost think I'd pick Crosby, right? Because Crosby just has that fucking thing. Now, if McDavid wins a cup,
that's a whole different thing.
Yes. At 233 games played, Perry is 1 game played behind Claude Lemieux for 4th all-time in the NHL playoff game played, and 3 behind Mark Messier for 3rd. Lidstrom has 263 and Chelios has 266. See if he plays again. I mean, if he stays with the Oilers, he'll get more. Players to skate in final at age 40 or older since 1967. Pick and
find. I have this list. It's just a cool list because these names. I'll just buzz through them. It's a legend list. Doug Harvey, Jacques Plante, Johnny Busick, Mark Howe, Fedosov, Carbonell, Ray Bourque, Chelios, Igor Larionov, Adam Oates, Dave Andreychuk, Gary Roberts, Recchi, Marty Brodeur, Yager, Kimmo Timonen, Matt Cullen, Zdeno Chara, and number 19, Corey Perry.
Good for Timonen and good for the one before Timonen. Who was Timonen? Who was? Oh, Matt Cullen. Good for you, dude. Boy.
But that's just a sick list.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Would, out of this entire list, I think the only guy I'd be like, if you gave me his jersey, it'd be Mark Howe. No offense, but you're not your dad.
I would feel that way about Cullen and Timonen.
Just Cullen. I just liked Cullen because
I did too, but it's like, yeah. Two sides of Stuart Skinner and 4 wins in the playoffs, 0.25 goals against with a 991 save and 3 shutouts. And his 4 losses, 5 goals against, 816 save percentage, and 5+ goals allowed in 3 times.
That 5+ goal allowed is now 4, and I'm guessing the save percentage took a hit after Game 3.
Yes. It's almost like a thing where, like, if I'm the Oilers coach and I see Stuart Skinner doesn't have it early, get rid of him early.
Well, that's this Boston guy I was talking to. That's because we talked about this stat, and that's one of those stats that are like, well, maybe you understand why they're talking about Swayman and a tandem, like a true tandem.
Yeah. Sam Bennett became the second player in NHL history to score 11 road goals in a single playoff run. Shifley did it in 2018 and has mastered the art of the aimed fall.
So have you seen this? Someone put together, I think Witt was talking about it on Chicklets. He wasn't talking about this supercut. I saw this online. Someone put a supercut of Sam Bennett falling into the goalies. It is unbelievable. He feels an opposition stick on him, and the joke, like, oh, I hurt my knee at hockey. Well, throw yourself down the stairs at work tomorrow. You know that old joke.
Yeah.
He fucking does it. He throws himself on top of the goalie. Watch tomorrow night. If he gets bumped in front of the net, he's going to end up on top of Stuart Skinner.
All right.
It's crazy how he does it. He's an absolute fucking menace. And if it was somehow Florida Bruins in the Eastern Conference Final, I'd be like, this fucking guy. But I think it's fantastic.
I'll have to see if you can find that video and send it to me because I'll post it on our Instagram.
Okay.
Hyman's out for the playoffs with what's believed to be surgery on his broken wrist. Prior to being sidelined, Hyman's career high in 82-game season for hits was 117. And just 14 games played in the playoffs, he had 109.
That's the guy, right? Yep. So he's a perfect example. If he stays in Edmonton, say 5-6 more years, and continues to play like he's playing, and even if he's not a Hall of Famer, he'd be in the Ring of Honor for shit like that.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing that separates him, at least in my mind.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Player that gives them the retired number, that kind of shit.
Yeah, I would agree with that. More Hyman playoff goals since 2022. He has 35, 37 combined for Nylander, Matthews, and Marner. It's almost like you have an agenda. I don't know.
No, it's just, hey, man, listen, if stats come to me from the ether and they just happen to suit my narrative, I have no choice but to put them in the sheet.
My kind of player, Matthew Tkachuk, only player in the finals to not break 20 miles an hour or more. This was prior to Game 3. Data not released for Game 3. Yeah, I love that.
He looks hurt, to be honest with you.
He might be.
Yeah.
Was he tuned up at 4 Nations? Didn't he get hurt
at 4 Nations? Remember, was it 2 years ago when they lost in the finals? They were like Brady was dressing him.
We had a broken sternum.
Yeah.
Or was that right? Sternum.
Yeah.
He has a broken Marco Sturm.
He has a broken Marco Sturm.
Game 3, Edmonton had 21 penalties, tied for second most by a team in finals history. Edmonton, 85 penalty minutes, is the third most all time in the finals. Overall, 35 combined penalties and 140 combined penalty minutes, fourth most all time in the finals. The fucking line brawl. The dude, you have to have a fucking set on you to break your stick over Sam Bennett. like you have to be ready to go if you do that.
But I will say, you have to love Sam Bennett. He took it, and then he was like, oh, he got called, and then he just started throwing punches.
Yeah.
It's also like, I will say, like, Edmonton, what are you doing? The Panthers had 11 power plays.
Yeah, that can't happen if you want to win this series.
Oh, no. But when they're out there killing penalties, I don't remember the number, but it was something like, it cost McDavid and Draisaitl, like, I think it was 12 shifts or 14 shifts at 5-on-5.
That's insane.
Yeah. I mean, you have the best player and one of the other top 5 players. And what do they get? You're going to have Connor McDavid's going to score 3 shorthanded goals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Bobrovsky was on, you know?
It'd be interesting to see them put McDavid and Draisaitl out as a PK pair.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that hasn't been done.
What's that?
I'm surprised it hasn't been done, especially in the finals.
Yeah, I don't know, because then maybe they're they're gassing him for. Yeah, I don't know the thought
I mean,
process
you want to quick up. Those are the two guys you want to quick
there.
up with.
I will say too, Evander Kane is dying to get loose of the refs. My God, that guy. And I will say this because I'm watching this game like as a pretty even fan. I don't really have a dog in the fight. Evander Kane gets called like Marchand used to get called. He does stuff that is not worthy of what he's getting called for, and it's not consistent. And I understand why he's frustrated. And if he gets a hold of somebody, he's gonna fucking kill him. I don't know who was the guy sticking out his tongue. Who was that guy?
Oh,
The
fuck.
fourth line, the third liner, one of the Finnish
I know
guys.
you're talking about.
I would love to see. I would love to see him and Evander Kane go.
Kaner go. Kaner's tough as fuck too,
Yeah,
man.
I know he is, and he's playing great. He just can't get free.
Who do you got in the final?
Huh?
Who do you got in the final? Florida's
I think Edmonton can still do it.
I'm going Edmonton.
I think they can still do it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Florida wins it, and I can talk myself into either team. You know, like it'd be great for Marchand. I love the guy, right? To get another cup. I love the way Sam Bennett plays. There's a lot of players on Florida, the way they play. I like that. And then the other side of it is, man, fucking Connor McDavid, just to add to the legacy. Yeah. You know, Trent Fredericks over there, fucking the worm. You know, so I would love to see Stuart Skinner, like, play out of his mind in a game 7. Like, it's just a great story. So,
yeah.
And then
my heart is saying Edmonton and my brain is saying Florida.
Yeah, but for Kenton, I'll lean towards Edmonton because Kenton's my boy. But yeah, I could see it either way. I just want to go 7.
Also, if it's Edmonton, then hopefully we get this again next year if our teams aren't in it. And then like a best of 3 years in a row, the same. Can you imagine? Be sick. I mean, it would only be cool if Edmonton wins this year. If Florida wins this year and then it happens again next year, Florida has their number. It's not going to go 4 in a row. I doubt it. Watch it go 4 in a row now. But
I will say there's a lot of like ideology. Like I would say South Florida and Edmonton are very different. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? And it would be cool to see the cup go back to Canada. You know, I could talk myself into either.
So. That's my only reason why I don't want Edmonton to win.
Why?
Because I'm American, dude. I want Canada.
Dude, there's like 3 Americans on both teams.
Still stays here, dude.
Oh my God.
I don't know. That's pretty much all we got. Do you have anything else? This was fun to talk hockey. It's been a while.
Yeah. With the game tomorrow night, or I guess as you're listening to this tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to reach out to Fink and have him come on, but then they fired DeBear, and I was like, I don't need to do that now. Because
what do you think's going to happen? Oh, we know.
Really, what I wanted I was like, hey, how is DeBear going to go back at training camp and have the room? And well, clearly he wasn't. So
he's not. That's the correct answer. He will not.
And this is Jeffrey Fink checking in from Dallas.
Yeah. But yeah, man. That's what we got.
And just to give you this one little thing, I don't know if you noticed in the PWHL expansion draft, our friend Megan Carter,
Seattle. That sucks.
Yep, she got zoinked for Seattle, but
that blows.
She's joining. I mean, Seattle's a cool city.
That would be the last city on earth I'd want to go to.
She's joining, but the team, Hillary Knight, Alex Carpenter,
still Seattle. Why wasn't Hillary Knight protected?
I think she wanted to go. But Alina was
grow the game out there a little bit. I mean, you got some studs out there.
Well, Hillary Knight's from Idaho, so that's
okay.
Yeah.
That's an interesting fact. I saw that Alina was protected. I like that.
Yeah, Alina was protected. Yeah.
That was cool. I think one of our goalies was too. One of our goalies wasn't.
Oh, Gwyneth. Yeah, both of them. Gwyneth Phillips
they were both?
were both protected.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, whoever gets Skylar Irving is going to win it next year, so that normally works. Shout out to Katie Knoll. We might have done that last podcast. If we didn't, we need to.
Katie had a great fucking finals.
I think we talked about her goal, but we didn't talk about the assist yet.
Her line, that fourth line for Minnesota, had the most points out of any line on the Minnesota team in the finals.
Gritty, man. Different type
Katie
of
Knoll, Liz Sheppers, and Christina Himralova. I
It's
think I
pretty
got that
fucking
right.
cool seeing her do that.
Yeah, yeah. Her dad was messaging me. He was like, "What's going to happen to Katie Knoll?" I think even her family calls her Katie Knoll. So funny.
Did you see Katie Knoll's game last night?
Yeah.
But guys, thank you for tuning in. We'll talk to you soon. Episode 363. Be kind out there. Oh my God, we almost ended it without you even saying
I wasn't
anything.
going to let it happen. Listen, if you're in the Toronto area next week and you want to see some slow old man hockey, I'll be the one limping around the rink in number 28 jersey out in Mississauga. And Jerome, if you have any responsibilities at the Hall of Fame and you want to come down to the rink for a chocolate milk, I'm your guy.
Bro, have you ever seen Tires on Netflix?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Did you watch the new season?
Not yet, no.
The new season comes out. Spoiler alert, turn it off. It's not even a spoiler. Shane gets a pet turtle,
Okay.
and he names it Jerome Bettis.
Oh, all right.
And I thought if you ever got a turtle, you probably would name it Jerome McGinley.
I did have a chicken named Iggy.
There you go.
There it is.
Thank you, guys. We will talk to you soon. And
hey, wait. Before you go, we just talked about shows. Have you seen the Tom Segura Bad Thoughts yet?
I'm not a Tom Segura guy. I think you remember. I remember you. You remember. I remember
Dude,
you telling me.
We talked about it offline.
Yeah.
Even if you're not a Tom Segura guy, this is some of the most imbalanced, fucked up stuff, and it's so funny because it's like dark humor. I think there's like 5 episodes, and I think they're like 18 or 25 minutes each. You buzz right through them in like 2 nights. It's worth watching.
And I'll give you one. The Dale Earnhardt documentary on Amazon Prime. Holy fuck. I don't know if you grew up watching NASCAR or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I would highly suggest it. Like, just a different breed of human. Like, holy fuck, man. Just the good old boys, dude. Back in the day, man. But thank you guys for tuning in. Watch our suggestions. Let us know if we fucked anything up. Yep. And we will talk to you guys soon.
See ya.